Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests on the line today. We have Tiffany Haddish and Billy Crystal. Welcome.
Hey, good morning.
Great to be here.
Happy to have y'all. How does this pairing happen?
Well, we had written a script, Alan Zweibel and I, and it was looking like it was people wanted to make it, but they said, "Well, who's going to play Emma?" And then I saw Tiffany host Saturday Night Live. I had not seen Girls Trip at the time, and she was so amazing on the show. It was like her show. It wasn't just Saturday Night Live. She took over. Funny, charming, just fearless, and we got her the script, and she and I met, and it really was that easy.
Tiffany, you are performing at a bat mitzvah in this, and you've done that in real life. So it's kind of like
plenty. I've done over 500 bar and bat mitzvahs. Billy didn't know that I did that though. Billy had no clue, and that was in the script already. So I was like, "Oh, okay. Look at God. Look at God. Just putting me where I need to be." Hello.
You know, I want to ask both of y'all before we talk about Here Today some more. You know, I've been asking everybody this question. It's a simple question, but I want an honest answer. How are you?
Successful, happy, and ready for anything.
What about you? What about you, Billy?
I'm feeling very, very good these days. Optimistic that if everybody does what they're supposed to do, we'll get out of this mess that we're in. And just sitting here, a little nervous that there's a fire right near my house. So that's we're on a little bit of a watch right now. But otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay, happy to hear that.
Now, what is Here Today about? Break it down a little bit.
Here Today is a story of a veteran comedy writer named Charlie Burns, he's sort of the producer, head writer on a show that's not unlike SNL called This Just In. And he's in the early throes of dementia. And he meets, just by chance, which was a true story that happened to my partner, Alan Zweibel, on this, through a charity luncheon that just goes off the rails. He meets Emma, who's Tiffany's character, who then has at the luncheon a reaction to the food that she's eating. She has a terrible reaction to it, and he has to pay all of her bills because she doesn't have insurance, and that just starts a relationship with them. But then as it deepens and she sees that something's off with him, she shows great empathy towards him, and because he saved her life, she sets out to help him manage his.
I have a question. Is this a love story? I was trying to figure it out while I was watching it.
It's a friendship love story. It's not that kind of love story, Angela. I know what you went to. No.
Listen.
I'm not sugar daddy. Okay, no.
I kept thinking, is something going to go down?
I know you want something to go down like that, but no, Angela, no, Yee, no, Yee, no, we not doing that. No, boo-boo. This is about real friendship. It's love between real friends. You know,
dementia is such a big issue too, because so many of us have to deal with family members or people who we know that are suffering from dementia. So is this something that has touched both of you personally in any way with anybody you know?
Well, yeah, when we were writing, I was taking care of my last surviving relative, an older aunt of mine who was a brilliant woman. She was a novelist, a book editor, and she came to me one day and said, I'm losing my words. I'm not thinking right. And it was the beginning of a long journey for her that we were there for her every step of the way. So, and Alan's father was suffering from it also. So we decided to say, well, if we give him this problem, can we still be a funny movie, never making fun of the disease or those people taking care of them, but you just honor it in a way, just he's really going through something. And that gave Tiffany's character something that's so missing in our country, which is empathy and compassion for others. And that makes her selfless, and that's what it is. It is to me, Angela, a love story, but in the purest sense of the word, it's really what love is all about, which is caring for other people.
Why don't you think people talk about dementia more? My mother-in-law, same thing, 13 years with dementia. And it's really hard because they don't remember so many different things. Like I tell a story, I used to take her on vacation and people would say, why? Because she's not going to remember. But I'm like, I care more about how she feels in the moment than if she's going to remember it last week. Why don't you think people talk about dementia more? Because it seems like when I start speaking to people about my mother-in-law and other people, it seems like so many different people have been going through it, but nobody just seems to talk about it.
Well, I think, no, Tiffany's going through it now, which was
my grandmother. I talk about it often. My grandma's going through it, and I'm, on that journey with her, trying to figure out how can I heal it? Can I reverse it? Is my love strong enough to bring her to, to back to us? But it's a decline. It's a slow decline, and I just try to make every moment for her joyous and happy. I try to make her laugh as much as possible, and like you said, Envy, be in the moment. And I don't know why people don't share it more. I don't know why we don't talk about it more. I'm glad that we live in this day and time where we can record each other, we can document it and look back, because it's gonna come for all of us at some point in time. I think it's coming for everybody. And so, if we can document these moments and share them with our children, with our grandchildren, with ourselves, we'll remember. That's what I think.
Absolutely. Billy, did I hear you say that your aunt was your last surviving relative?
Yeah, of that generation. Yeah. I mean, my brothers and everybody are great, but my aunts and uncles, that was, she was the last of them. That's a tough thing to go through.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how did that feel? Like, how did that feel not to have, I guess, elders in your life?
It's being the elder in my life is actually it's a joy right now. Right. But you thank them for what they gave to you. Without those first audiences when I was 4 or 5 years old, I wouldn't be sitting here now and have accomplished all the things that I've been doing. They were the joy of my life that I couldn't wait to get out there and perform for them and imitate them and get that love back, which was laughs, that set me on my path as a little kid. Mm-hmm. So I hear them still, I feel them, and I'm grateful for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think all of us at one point.
I'm grateful for you, Billy. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gushing right now. We got Billy Crystal on the Breakfast Club, y'all. This legendary. I've been watching him since I was a little girl. He's my uncle now. I'm very proud. I'm very proud.
Did you fan out when you first met him?
Yeah, I mean, I behaved for the most part, but I showed up real natural and was like, tell me, okay, you don't have to keep telling me about this movie. I'm doing the movie. I don't know if you know who you are, but I'm here. Let's do it.
And she had just come in from Africa. She had a 22-hour plane flight, and we had this meeting
scheduled. My braids out. I looked crazy, y'all.
But it was what I loved was, one, I saw the talent on SNL, and then by that time I had seen the movie, and she was phenomenal in the movie. But what impressed me more was who she was in the meeting, because that told me more about the character. That it would fit her, that she just would love this character and stretch this character out into even more than we had written, which is what, as a director, you need and that you want, and that is very rare, that someone can come in and seize it like that.
How do you?
Things were spontaneous, Tiffany, that you did that weren't in the script. Like, give us some examples, because in my head, I'm like, this feel like something Tiffany came up with in certain scenes, like taking your selfies. No,
that was in the script. I didn't make it where I was telling him he can't handle all these groceries. That was me. When I told him I'm gonna break his back. When I told him he gonna when his kids ask him, well, how did he die? I'm gonna be like on top of me. Like that was all. That was yeah. That was.
I want to know, like, how did Billy? You said you saw Tiffany on Girls Trip in SNL, but this role is a little bit more serious. How do you see through the comedy to know Tiffany would be good for a more serious role?
Well, that's a great question. It was from the meeting. Mm-hmm. It was from the meeting that I just knew, and then I went to see her perform in L.A. and she did this, and I was sitting close. I was like third, fourth row. And you could see the work even from that distance. And she did this character, which was a bored stripper. and the music plays, and she walks through, does the act. And you see she hates the act. She's probably done it 10 or 12 times that day, but there was stuff in her eyes that I said, oh, look at that. There's a little thing, and I went backstage and told her that. I kept seeing more and more little things in her. Sometimes even that they're not even aware of, that she wasn't even aware of, that I saw, ooh. And then it was just a matter of talking always about the character. It was always about what we needed for the character, saying in the moment that we needed to play and what the whole story is about. That's the trick with movies, is because you don't shoot in sequence. So, because of availability of locations, so stuff, you may do the beginning of the movie last, you may do it gets all screwy. So you always have to know where you are every time. And I just saw all of that in her, in talking to her. And that kept evolving over rehearsal time and then shooting.
Was this shot during the pandemic?
No.
It was before.
It was before the pandemic.
Yeah, we finished 2019 right before Thanksgiving.
Were y'all nervous?
It was right before my bat mitzvah. That's what it was right before. Before my bat mitzvah. I'm sorry. Before the most epic party ever.
No, that was fun.
Were y'all nervous about putting it into movie theaters with, so many movie theaters closed and they're just starting to open back up? Were y'all nervous at all?
Sure, you're always nervous no matter what, but this is we're just hoping that as we hang in there out there, that more people will feel safe to come to theaters and see, because it's a real theater experience, movies, and it's so important that you laugh and cry together in a dark room with strangers, and that was always the joy of going to movies, and we need more people to feel safe. And when they do in their life, hopefully they'll come see us.
I was going to say, with so many remakes happening, right? Are there any movies of yours that you've done that you feel like would deserve a 2021 or 2022 remake?
I don't know if I would remake something. It would be a next chapter of something. Mm-hmm. And lately I've been thinking about, because the question has come up a lot. And a particular favorite of people, it was really my first, substantial role, which was a movie called Running Scared that I did with Gregory Hines, who was a great friend, and we were such a good team. And it's this is the 35th year anniversary of that movie.
Wow!
But yeah, I know, it's crazy. This is a year of anniversaries. It's the 30th anniversary of City Slickers, the 35th of Running Scared, wow. The 20th of Monsters Inc. It's just. Man, it just means I'm old. But that one would be fun to do. Would be to find the right person to maybe do the last chapter of that.
Not When Harry Met Sally.
I believe in Happily Ever After. I think that they're fine. I don't want to see When Harry Left Sally. When Sally got bored with Harry. I don't want to. I think you just have to know that they're okay.
Tiffany, was that your first time? That I know for me, seeing an orgasm in a restaurant, I was like, that was such a classic scene. I think to this day,
one of my favorite scenes. Yeah, I was like, that's what an orgasm is like. I was young, I didn't know what it was like. I was like, okay. And then when I started actually having intercourse, where is that?
Why I don't feel like Sally?
Let me pretend like this. Maybe if I use my imagination enough, this will come about. And after about 5 or 10 more tries, then okay, there we go. There it is. That's what Billy and them was talking about. All right, Meg Ryan, I see you now. I see you.
I got a question for both of y'all. How do y'all judge the success of a movie nowadays, since the box office isn't quite back open? Because you don't want to just trust critics, right? So how do you judge the success of the movie?
For me, like I'm addicted to Clubhouse. So like last night I was on Clubhouse. This is how from the people, there was over 4,000 people, and I was bringing them up to the stage. I moderated everything myself, and people had lots to say. And some people didn't see it at all and was like, I saw the trailer and I'm gonna go see as soon as I get my shot. And I'm like, Okay, go see it. And then some people's like, I'm just busy. I didn't know. I didn't realize it was there. But a lot of people were talking about their experience, how they felt about it, how it was a surprise to them, how much they loved it, how many they told their friends about it. And Billy, you would have been so proud. I was like, gosh, I wish I could record all this so Billy could hear it, because you would have just, your whole heart would have felt. Boy, I start crying. Kids popped up on the Clubhouse and was talking about it. I said, well, first of all, this is 18 and over platform. You're not supposed to be here, young one. But then they was telling how they felt about things, and it was absolutely beautiful. So, Billy, I'm so proud to just be a part of this and to know that we've affected so many people that were willing to go and see the movie. And I'm looking forward to all the other people that will get to see it and be affected as well.
What about you, Billy? How do you judge the success of a movie nowadays?
Well, if that we made it and we got it done and we got it done well, and to me that's a success of it, that the story works and that whatever happens out there. It's difficult times, but to me the success of the movie is that we did it the way we wanted to do it, and we told a beautiful story, and I think we told it well, and that's how I feel about it. It's just to get anything done is a big accomplishment.
Do you care what critics say?
I don't read. I know there were great ones. I know there were bad ones, and that's a strange job to me always. And I'm not being if we ever said anything like, "Ooh, I hate that guy," they as soon as they go, they'll say, "Oh, you're thin-skinned." But they can dump on you and praise you and praise you. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't really matter. It's just I believe in the movie, and I hope people do. To me, also the proof is the exit scores are like 98, 97, 98. The people who see it love the movie, so that's what I take away from it.
Okay,
it's definitely a feel-good type of movie too. Is there loyalty in Hollywood like that though? I want to ask you that when it comes to the character, right, that you play in there. Because I always look at Hollywood as like you're hot here and then you're not, and you're kind of like disposable. But in this particular movie, there was loyalty, right, to your character, where they wanted to keep him on set and have him still writing, even just out of loyalty. Is it really like that in Hollywood?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I just know my world, that people are, that I'm loyal to them and that I think they're loyal to me.
Same thing in my world.
Yeah.
But there are some unloyal people out there, and we don't do a lot of business with them. Word. At least I don't. When I say we, that's me and my multiple personalities. That's
I wanted to ask, as writers and comedians, right, we talk about so many different things, and the landscape of the world has changed. Do you guys have to change how you write and do jokes and do stories now? And the reason I ask this is, on a flight recently, I was watching Gran Torino. And some of the things that they said in Gran Torino, I was like, if they said right now in 2021, that whole cast would be canceled. So now do you have to sway what you write, or do you just say, hey, if they like it, they like it. If they cancel me, they cancel me. I don't care. I'm here for the funny.
I'm here for the funny personally. And can't nobody cancel me but God.
That's right.
That's how I feel about it. I'm gonna do what I think is hilarious, and I'm gonna share that with. It's a percentage of people out there that's gonna think it's hilarious as well, and never come from a place of ill will or trying to hurt.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, I just try to tell the truth about what you're trying to say.
Now, Tiffany, what's going on with this? Everybody saying you're being groomed to take over Ellen DeGeneres' show. And we've been hearing that. You haven't commented on it.
I haven't commented on it because ain't nobody that give those jobs to talk to me about it. So, Ellen was, the reason I've even been like her popping up guest hosting Ellen is because she wanted some days off. She's been doing it a long time. She want to enjoy her money. She's like, Tiff, you want to try it? I'm like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Y'all going to pay me a little something. I'll learn a new skill. I'm here for it. So I'm learning a new skill. That's it. Y'all just watching me learn in front of everybody. I don't think there's a professional hosting school, like a talk show hosting school. You got to just kind of do it and see if it's for you. I'm doing it. I got a few more episodes to do. I don't know if that's grooming me to take over because ain't nobody talked to me about that. Ain't nobody said nothing to me about that. You know,
But you would entertain it.
Yeah, I mean, if I could get with Ellen getting, I'm definitely entertained. Let me entertain you. Let's check the numbers. But I have goals and things I want to accomplish, especially in the next 3 years. You know, I just realized this. I'm a movie star. Okay, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm a comedian and a movie star. And there's a few movies that I'm contractually obligated to accomplish, and I want to accomplish those things because I think they would really lift up the culture, and it'll really just wow. And there's some TV shows Charlamagne and I are working on, you know, and a few of my other friends we working on some things. We getting it popping, and we gonna really uplift the culture and create jobs and opportunities. So, you know, when I finish these, it's like 6 projects. When I finish those 6 projects, which is going to create probably about 1,200 jobs, you know, for other people,
That's right.
be able to put food on their tables, then we can talk about, then I'll be more apt to be like, okay, let's see, do I want to sit at home and with my adopted child and go to work for 4 hours, 5 hours a day and go back home? I mean, and then we'll see if I live that lavish life, you know. But I'm in work mode right now. I'm in create mode, opportunity mode for others right now.
That's right. Billy, I want to add on to a question Envy asked about comedy. I recently heard you say comedy is becoming a minefield. I want Tiffany to chime in on this too. But what did you mean when you say comedy is becoming a minefield?
Oh, that was so taken out of context. Just that it's just that, you know, you just want to be able to say what you feel and just make the right choices in what you're talking about. And it's that's really what I was trying to say at that point.
What do you think matters more, intention or content?
Intention of the content.
Right.
That's what I think.
Okay.
Intention first, and then what is it that you're presenting? I mean, that's in everything in life, right? You're trying to date a certain person, how you come at them first, what's the intention, and then how do you present that?
It goes hand in hand. Billy, what made you decide to come back to directing? Clearly, this was an important project for you.
Well, that was it. You know, I felt it when we started writing. I just knew what I wanted it to be. I knew what I wanted it to look like, and I just knew how I wanted to just present the story the right way. And I just had such a feel for it, and that was, you know, based in what I'd said about my aunt and getting it right, and just, you know, the last movie I directed was a while ago, and it was 20 years ago, a movie called 61 about Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle back in playing for the Yankees in 1961. And that was because I loved that. And I loved that time. And there was as much of me in 61 as there is in here today. I mean, but here today, I just knew that I didn't want anyone else to raise that child. You know what I mean? I just knew what it was.
Billy, can I ask you something, Billy? When you made that movie about the Yankees, did the Yankees give you like lifetime tickets?
No, but it cemented a great relationship that I had with the whole franchise and the whole team. And at the time, George Steinbrenner was the owner when we made it, and what anyone wants to say about George, who dealt with him, who he was rough with, to me, and really my family, he became a really very special friend, and he was very caring, and he meant a lot to me and my family. I mean, when my mom passed, he was there for us and really helped us get through it. There was a whole side of him that nobody knew about. So my love for that team, and that summer, I was 13, was in that movie, and I know that they all appreciated that.
Wow.
But Billy, I feel like George was stingy because he should have gave you lifetime tickets. Box seats. I think he was stingy, man. You know, I feel like if I make a movie about a certain franchise, I expect that franchise to be looking out. Like, we did Girls Trip in Essence Magazine. You know, I had to write them a letter like, why am I not getting a lifetime subscription for free to Essence Magazine? You know, that's how I feel. You know, that's just me. That's just me. If I promote your franchise, I got unlimited Legos. You understand? This is why I
For
got
real?
me some kids so they can play these Legos.
You really get unlimited Legos, Tiff?
I got unlimited Legos. Now I might have stolen them from when we was doing the press thing, but I got a lifetime supply Lego.
Wow.
And with Girls Trip 2 coming out.
When you said when is it coming? Girl, look, when we shooting it, I'm with it. You gonna be in it? Let's make this happen. Let's write it. We gotta write it, Angela. I don't know. I'm you know, me and the girls, we trying to make that happen. We trying to make.
Yes, I've been
see that
seeing
shit.
those talks. So it is something that y'all want to do. What's the holdup then? Just waiting for the script to get written, or what's the holdup? Let's go.
You know, I was the lowest paid one on that movie. They paid me the least, and now I might be one of the highest earners. So,
Nah, I get it. They got to approach you differently. They got to look at you differently.
yeah, but I'm willing to take a pay. You know, I'm willing to take. You know, give me a little bit. I have to take whatever you give everybody else. We do some back end stuff. You know, I'm about that life. I will make it work. I'm here. I'm a team player. Let's go. Girls Trip 2. Well, we should go to Africa. That's what I'm saying.
Now, Billy, I was asking, you're a New Yorker. You see the Knicks are finally winning.
Oh man.
What are your thoughts on the Knicks finally making the playoffs after 8 years? Looks like we have a good team finally.
And the number 4 seed.
That's right.
I mean, you know, I'm a big Clipper fan, so I have been for some
Clipper?
20
How?
years. Yeah, I know. So, but my heart is still with the Knicks. I watch them every chance I get. I think Thibodeau's done an amazing job, and Julius Randle's been a revelation. And they're tough, and they're going to surprise people. They already have. But the first round matchup is the Hawks, right? So that's a winnable series for them. So I got 2 irons in the fire, this year.
How are you a fan of the number 2 team in LA and the number 1 team in New York?
Team in Hollywood.
Well, are they? Well, you don't count Brooklyn. I mean, the Nets are pretty good too.
The Nets will never
Yes,
mean
they are.
they'll never mean to New York what the Knicks do. Just like the Clippers will never mean to LA what the Lakers do.
That's true. That's true. There was something about rooting for a loser for all of those years that I just stuck with them. Either that or I'm a masochist. I don't know.
I'm a Cowboy fan, so I understand your pain.
There you go.
Now, I want to ask you, Billy, do you approach a role differently when you helped write the film?
I don't. With this character, I was doing the preparation for the character by writing it, and I knew what I wanted to say. So, directing yourself is difficult, to be honest with yourself, and just surround yourself with other people who can watch and look, and you rely on, in this case, Tiffany and had Alan there and so on. But I was doing really the prep work as an actor by writing him and experiencing what I wanted him to go through by creating those moments when we were writing. So, yeah.
That's got to be hard to get that.
And the
character
character I did before this was in a film that I really loved doing, a little independent film called Standing Up, Falling Down. He was an alcoholic, pill-popping, pot-smoking dermatologist, which is hard because I'm not a dermatologist. But that was a leap away from me because I don't do those things. And so that was the approach of that character was, all right, I got to stretch here and take chances with this guy.
Yeah, I wonder how hard is it to get a character out your spirit. I know it's hard when you're just portraying the character, but when you write the character and act, that's got to be double hard to get that out your spirit, right?
Well, plus I'm directing me too. So There are many times I had to take myself outside and talk to me to, and make sure that that me agreed on what we had to do.
Absolutely.
You got to criticize yourself. Tiffany, you did all your own singing in this?
Yes. Billy asked me, can you sing? I was like, I'll do my thing in the shower and karaoke. I'll do a little something here and there. And then we got in that studio and we realized I needed a vocal coach real bad because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And he got me one of the best coaches. And whoa, I was shocked.
But with these next projects that you have coming up, are any of them a role where you'll be singing more too? Because I feel like you love that too.
I do love to sing, but these next ones coming up, nope. But what I'm trying to do is get in the studio and make some songs to go on the soundtracks for those projects.
Okay.
Get 2 checks.
That's right.
Maybe 3 checks because I'm producing too. So, maybe get 4 checks because I'm definitely writing a little bit.
There you go. I want to ask. I want to ask both of y'all, because we talked about it earlier, and I agree. Empathy and grace is something we don't give each other enough of. So, how important is empathy in your life? We can start with you, Tiff.
Empathy is like super important in my life. It's what, I kind of operate from that place. I do a lot with foster youth. I do a lot with homeless. I do a lot with the homeless in my family. Just, looking out for others and treating everyone the way I want to be treated. There are a lot of people that don't believe in that same motto. They're like rude and nasty. And I have empathy for them because obviously something happened to them where they feel like they need to be rude and nasty. They spirit messed up. So I pray for them. But I think it's very important to operate from that place so you don't get so jaded and damaged. Still feel good. I feel good when I, use my empathy muscle. What
about you, Billy?
Yeah, for sure. I think, when you can be in a position to give back and to help people, you don't have to be a successful person. You just have to be a caring person. You just have to, help out whoever you can. And for me, that really became so important with the work we did with Robin Williams and Whoopi on Comic Relief, where we took a subject which is homeless in America back in 1986, not a very popular topic, and even a worse condition today around our country, and raised about $70 million through being funny and uniting the comedy world and doing these fantastic telethons on HBO that raised all kinds of money for medical aid for the people who are living on the streets, which is America's shame. And so that was just the beginning of doing all kinds of things on a big scale, on a small scale, on a family scale. We're all in this together. And I think, we just have to realize that more.
Man, through your eyes, Billy, what is America's shame now in 2021?
Well, just look at us. We're so divided. There's so much hatred. There's so much violence. There's just seems like everyone's yelling instead of talking. And I just think that we just have to, just get more and more confused every day how people can't agree and see what's wrong with us, and everyone's attacking instead of coming and sitting down and talking.
I agree.
I agree with that.
You know what scares me about cancel culture, especially for the youth? Where would any of us be without our mistakes and redemption? Like, I wonder if we'll ever pivot and get to a form of redemption culture. I don't think so, because to your point, we're not even having conversations.
Yeah.
There's no growth if you don't make no mistakes. I mean, how do you become your best self if you don't fall down a few times? You don't even learn how to walk without falling and tripping. Like you have to, there's going to be mistakes made, and we're human. I mean, in every religion, it tells you we're imperfect and you working your way to be better, to be your best. And you learn from your mistakes. And if you don't learn and you keep making the same ones, then I guess then, God will do it.
You deserve what you get then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Billy, I have one question for you about these award shows, right? Because you're a notable award show host. And as you can see, things have changed a lot with ratings, with the importance that are placed on, the Grammys, the Golden Globes. What do you think has to change in order to bring back how relevant it used to be and how those shows used to run? Because it's so different now.
It's so different. Well, I think, Angela, look at the times we're living in. People are, there are food lines. There's sickness, there's death every place. So do people really want to see millionaires give each other gold statues. I don't, you know, I think it's all part of it. And just, you know, this particular year was and a half now was horrendous. And so seeing people celebrate that, I think, was difficult. So that's why, you know, ratings were way off, and it just was. I think they all should have been, you know, postponed more than likely. It's you know, I think you have to listen to what people are saying, what people are feeling. It's tough to celebrate.
Now, Billy, I see that you've been married 51 years.
Right.
Now,
51 in June. Yeah.
51 in
Congratulations.
June.
Wow.
Congratulations. Now,
That's
how have you
huge.
guys been able to do that so long? Like, what's if there was a perfect ingredient or something that you can tell people about marriage that can get people through, what would you tell them?
We laugh a lot, and we're you know, best really friends to get back to what our story is about, and great empathy for each other, and really what loving is, and growing and not taking anything for granted, and keep being open to learning more about each other. When you think, oh, I know everything, you don't. And you just, as we both keep evolving and keep growing ourselves, you know, that becomes a great thing to experience. The ups and the downs of it. I mean, you know, that's, well, Tiffany knows Janice, and if I'd say to you, DJ, if you knew her, then you'd get it. You'd understand.
110%. You know, if I could marry her, I would. I know she gonna take care of you. I know she gonna take care of me. She's the best. She's the best.
Absolutely. Well, listen, here today, man.
That's right. Definitely check it out. And we appreciate you guys for joining us this morning, getting up early. Billy Crystal, Tiffany Haddish, thank you so much.
Tiffany.
Thank you, DJ Envy, for wearing your man lingerie and all scrumptious. Could you close your legs, though? Close your legs.
Sorry, my legs are closed now. Look, this is my 20th anniversary. I'm in Cabo since me and my wife's 20th anniversary. So we, you know.
Oh, good for you. That's great.
I ain't show you my taco meat yet, though. But
No.
Hey, DJ, before we go, DJ, give me a prediction for the Knicks.
They'll get out the first round. The second round is going to be a little difficult for them.
Depends who they play. Depends who they play. If they play the Sixers in the second round, they'll probably lose that. But it just depends who they play.
Yeah, if they play the Sixers second round, I think they lose. But they'll beat Atlanta.
All right.
What do you think, Billy?
I agree. But give me a prediction from my Clippers.
I think the Clippers are going to the Western Conference Finals against the Nuggets, and I actually predicted the Clippers to win it all at the beginning of the year.
Really?
I did. I predicted the Clippers to win it all this year.
Let's go Brooklyn Nets.
I got season Clipper tickets because, you know, I used to do clean floor back in the day when it was at the Forum.
They gave you free tickets? I
got a lifetime ticket. Actually, that I had to pay for them. It was $125 back in 1999.
And they were lifetime tickets?
Lifetime tickets.
For $100?
Yeah, you know, it was 1999, man. It was the 1900s. They were struggling, you know.
That's a hell of an investment.
My seats is way up in the nosebleed, but still, lifetime.
Word.
All right. Well, guys, we'll see you. Thank you so much. It's Billy Crystal, Tiffany Haddish. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Thank you.